or not. Oh, don't try that in 2021. The prophet say I'm coming to town, the church packed. Everybody want to go. Everybody want to hear. Ain't no prophet. What kind of prophet? How you a prophet that never talk about sin? All of the prophets that we see today in the scriptures, that when they showed up, it was because Israel had sinned.
Warrior.
Come on.
Whom David had.
Yes.
Joshua, Bashavit, the Tachomite, chief of the captains, also called Adino the Eznite, spear because of the 800 men killed by him at one time.
Now I want y'all to pay attention to something here. David got straight goons.
Come on.
Straight goons with him. These dudes ride or die.
Yes, sir.
David is in a position, he on the run. His sons have betrayed him.
Yes.
Every last one of them, especially that Absalom.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
That sapsucker right there. He's standing at the gate all day, telling the people his daddy ain't there. And matter of fact, you can talk to me.
Yeah.
Y'all better be careful. I'm telling you. Stop telling your business to everybody. Settle down. God, it was so long. He deceived all the people. He gathered the whole nation on his side against his father. David already had issues with Saul at one point in time, but a lot of this issue is because of what David did with Bathsheba. Even though God forgave him, you still got to go through what you got to go through. He's going through this situation because of his own fault, not no devil. Matter of fact, your flesh is worse than the devil. His flesh got him in trouble. He's the king, and yet his eyes and his desires were for another man. And it wasn't the fact that what he did, and then he tried to cover it up. Tried to cover up the lie. And the Most High God sent a prophet from outside the city.
Come on now.
Because David probably had deals in his hands on those in the city. But most prophets didn't live in the city anyway. They were outside, so when they showed up, the people knew that something going on. Something going on. Oh, don't try that in 2021. The prophet say I'm coming to town, the church packed. Everybody want to go. Everybody want to hear. Ain't no prophet. What kind of prophet? How you a prophet that never talk about sin? All of the prophets that we see today in the scriptures, that when they showed up, it was because Israel had sinned. And they knew they had sinned because the people got scared. Now we rejoice. We rejoice. We grievously give offerings, but willing to pay $500 to go get a ticket, go see the prophet that's coming in town.
Come on.
That's not reading you from the spirit, but reading you based off your emotions.
Come on. Sir.
He decided that you had financial struggles because he didn't see you get up to give in the offering basket. So therefore you got a financial struggle. Not only that, but he feels as though you're going through some form of stress because in the service you didn't clap as often as everybody else, and you didn't smile as often. So you must be going through something. And then he says that you're going to get that job, but you apply for 10, but never actually say which one of the jobs that you apply for. True prophets give in detail, right? Sometimes a true prophet, if it is something that is true that needs to be given to you at that moment, they'll pull you to the side, because also the Most High knows a bunch of nosy people that won't be happy for you when the prophetic word goes forth. So sometimes, if it's that much important, he'll pull you to the side and tell you. And oftentimes the prophet will tell you something that only you know, so that you'll know that the Most High is speaking through you. And the problem is, on today, we got too many people that call themselves prophet that woke up yesterday. They just got out of jail yesterday. They lost their job yesterday. And now they're a prophet. They're a pastor. They're a teacher. All these things. See, that's why I like the old school, because those brothers was called to preach. They were called. Many of them wasn't as educated as us, but yet it was a calling on their lives. Right? And if you couldn't preach, they tell you you're not called to preach. This is what it is. They kept it real with you. No, son, just go and get on the deacon board. You'll be good. Get on the deacon board. And see, the old church, the pastor, they sat up in the pulpit.
That's right.
And they kept the pastors up there, so it was close enough. If you were drowning, they just yanked on your little suit, your little pants, and that was the sign to come on, sit on down, because the people ain't feeling you. Now we can just move the crowd with anything. And if we can't preach, we just start saying anything that moves your emotions. Right? I know if you got to just watch it, they're going to call you later. So you have him back and tell him on Christ will tell on you. You need to be told on. Come on, let's read. What does it say?
Verse 9.
Yes.
Next to him was Eleazar, the son of Dodo, the son of Aholiab. He was one of the 3 mighty men with David when they taunted and defied the Philistines assembled there for battle, and the men of Israel had gone.
And the men of Israel had gone. But yet, these folks riding and down with David. They we riding down with you, man. We may not even be Israelites, but we riding down with you. Because we not only believe in your God, but we believe that you're called to be king. So yet we put our lives on the line. See, nowadays we don't have that. We don't have ride or die people. Right? Folks like, I'm going to ride. But if it looks like it's about to die, if it looks like any inclination, I'm out. In the old church, they have people, the pastor, they tell you, I just feel like it's time for me to move on, and I appreciate you for, growth and development and all these things. They was there long enough. Now they just don't show up. They don't come back.
That's right.
They don't even call you.
That's right.
And they don't even factor in how much you was there for them. They have entitlement thinking that you should be there. That's the problem. No. I'm not entitled to be. I'm entitled to be there for my family.
Right.
But I took on the calling, and I embrace you as family.
Yes.
That's why I show up on your behalf when you need me. But when we have entitlement thinking, this is the type of environments we create, right? Come on, read. Let's get done.
Eleazar stood up and struck down the Philistines until his hand was weary and clung to the sword.
I need somebody to fight with me so long. They tired. And they still don't leave.
Come on.
It don't matter how rough it got. This dude rolled with David and fought. He said, David, you ain't got to fight. I'll fight for you. I'm going to fight so long, David, to the point to where my hands are weary. My hands can't even lift up the sword. That's how long I'm going to fight. First of all, I can't expect you to fight if you don't even pray past 30 minutes.
Come on now.
Talk about that. You ain't even a prayer warrior, so I can't expect you to be a true warrior. Because when it get rough, we should all go in prayer mode. Sometimes they require us to pray longer. But no, we got drive-by prayers. You know what a drive-by prayer is? We get in the car, and on the way to work, we say a few words of prayer. Then we get on the lunch break, do a couple words of prayer. Then when we get home, everything else got our attention. Right? We have to go deeper than drive-by. You want to give a drive-by prayer? You're going to get a drive-by blessing. A drive-by. Then throw your package. Don't care if it break. That's how the most I do. Okay, let me throw you a little something. There you go over there. Take that chew off that. Meanwhile, the person that's next to you who's dedicated themselves to the Most High, they are dug in. So we can't get jealous and envious because we have to also look at what we're giving out. Come on, read, man.
the Lord of the Elohim,
Yes.
brought about a great victory that day. The people returned after him only to take the spoil of the slain.
Come on.
Next to Eleazar was Shammah,
Uh-huh.
the son of Agee, the Hararite. The Philistines were gathered into an army where there was a plot of ground full of lentils, and the people of the Israel fled from the Philistines. But he took his stand in the center of the plot and defended it, and struck down the Philistines, and the Elohim brought about a great victory.
Man, they goons. They like, okay, Israel, y'all running. I'm standing here by myself. It said that he dug in. He dug in. And just as he dug in, the Most High God saw how committed he was.
Yes.
And so he stood up for him on his behalf.
Come on, man.
While everybody else running, all it takes is one. Just give me one prayer warrior in the church. Just one. All right, come on, read.
Then 3 of the 30 chief men went down and came to David at harvest time in the cave of Adullam, while an army of Philistines was encamped in the valley of Rephaim.
Yes.
David was then in a stronghold, and the garrison of the Philistines was then in Bethlehem.
Yes.
And David had a craving and said,
David had a craving. David got a craving, y'all. Look what kind of craving he got. Most of us crave for food. David craving for water.
come on now.
But David don't want any kind of water. David don't want the 99-cent water with the Publix label on it. David want $5 bottle of water. He wants some Essential. There you go, Pastor. The best water in the world. I don't know what they put in that water. Crack in that water. Fiji water. All he want the big stuff. Come on, read what it said.
And David had a craving and said, oh, that someone would give me water to drink.
That someone would give me water to drink. So David put it out there in the atmosphere. Hey, listen, I need something to drink. But he watching to see it. David could have went and got the water himself. He said, oh, I need something to drink. I'm craving for some water. Come on, read.
Oh, that they would give me to drink from the well of Bethlehem.
I need something from the well of Bethlehem. All right, come on.
Which is by the gate.
Yes.
So the 3 mighty men broke through the camp of the Philistines.
So the 3 mighty, they got to go through the Philistines to get this water. I'm pretty sure that there was some rivers or somewhere else around nearby that they could have got something to drink from. David said, I want something specifically from that particular fountain. But you got to go through the Philistines. Sometimes you got to go through to get your blessing. Sometimes you got to press through. Sometimes you got to go through. Sometimes you got to fight. Sometimes you got to fight. Sometimes you got to get your hands dirty. Sometimes you got to get your knees dirty to get what you're trying to get. If Jacob wrestled with the Most High to get what he wanted. And it said his name was changed to Israel. You got to sometimes fight to the thing. Moses was called, the people of Israel was not let go because somebody had to fight to get them out of their situation. I need somebody, just like my forefathers, who's going to fight to get me out of the situation. Now we saw, we Big Mama them, they prayed and fought. They had to deal with Jim Crow and all this other stuff. And now we just lazy. We don't want to fight for them. We whine. We play more video games than anything. We find ourselves. I'm like that. I mean, come on, man. At some point in time, I like playing Madden. I do, Pastor. I like playing Madden. I know Mr. Casey like playing Madden. But guess what? We got other things to do too. Absolutely. Ain't no way in the world I'm sitting in front of the video game 30 hours a day in a 24-hour period. In a 24-hour period. Standing in the line. At the doggone go getting Jordans. Bro. And all this stuff. Then somebody asks you to go do something, and you moping and complaining, you mad. Got to change our way of thinking. Yeah. We can't do that type of stuff. Come on, let's read. Let's finish up here, Maury.
So the 3 mighty men broke through the camp of the Philistines and drew water from the well of Bethlehem by the gate and carried it and brought it to David.
Now these are the same gangsters that was fighting by themselves. So now it's 3 of them. They ain't fighting solo. 3 fighting. Right? That's right. 3 of them fighting against these Philistines. Come on.
but he would not drink it, but poured it out in worship to the Elohim.
Remember that song back in the day? This song's dedicated to my homie. Pouring out a little liquor, right? David said, I don't want this water to drink it.
Right.
This water gotta be top-notch water.
Come on.
He's willing to pour the water out on the ground to give glory to the Father. I don't want to just y'all to just go to get it for my sake. I want y'all to fight for the Lord. I ask you to go through the Philistines so you can fight for the Most High. To show him that you got faith in him more than you got faith in me. This ain't about me drinking. This walk that I'm walking as a born-again believer ain't about me. It's about the one who resurrected. And I go through hell and high water for the one who died for me, who redeemed me back to the Father. I can do nothing of myself. It's all because of the blood of the Lamb.